Hello to everybody who's back watching again. Yeah, it just decided it was going to stop doing things. It just pressed. I wouldn't mind, but we've done 57 episodes of Shelf Analysis and 2 ones this week. And it's the first time the entire platform I use has ever gone, bye-bye, bye-bye. Now, thanks very much for playing, bye-bye. I will run you back through the questions for round 3 in just a moment. I will remind you again one more time that if you would like to make a donation, you can do the very bottom here. And as Grace has just pointed out here, rightly so, in this format, you can't even do the classic eavesdropping on the other tables trick to get answers or the fake. Of course, the answer was Jimmy. We froze, we think, on the Jan Martel question and kept repeating it over and over and over again. It wasn't me, and it definitely wasn't the booze. So what we're going to do is we will scroll backwards. We'll wait until we get a bunch of people who are all sitting back in here. I will, do you know, it wasn't the snow. I don't think so, but I'm going to turn off the snowfall anyway. That'll disappear. And let me double check as we are back up and running. I think on everything. I'm going to let a whole bunch of people, give them a chance to pop back in here and to make themselves known and to appear because, you know, look, sure, here we are now. And that's the best we're going to do. First time ever. Wow. Although Emily does say, thank goodness, my dad rang and I couldn't get him off the phone. I thought I'd missed everything. I'm delighted you had a breakdown. Let's go back and let us scroll back to the questions that we think we may have missed. So let's go to... We're fairly sure it was the, where are we going? Up here, back to here, the Jan Martel question. I'll rerun through round 3 for everybody one more time, because I can see, just look at the numbers, everybody's bailing back in. Thank you for hanging around. First time since March, when I'm in the middle of talking to myself in the middle of a table quiz. First time. Can I just, while I'm waiting for everybody to come back in, I need this. Because I can see the numbers are just going back up and up and up and up, and lots of people are coming back in. I will repeat all of the questions from round 3 for you again, just in case. We will then go back and we will do the answers to round 2 again, because I think people may have lost those as well. So let's start again and pretend none of that happened, shall we? In round 3. Which author makes a cameo appearance in Italy in the John Boyne novel A Ladder to the Sky? It's question 1. Question 2, Harper Lee, author of To Kill a Mockingbird, and which other well-known writer bonded as children by collaborating on stories written on a typewriter purchased for them by Lee's father? It was question 2. Question 3 was the name of Harper Lee's second novel, published in 2015. Question 3. Question 4, in the novel The Life of Pi by Jan Martel, the shipwrecked Pi shares a boat with a number of creatures, including a tiger. What is that tiger's name? That's question 4. Question 5. Reading, my heart was put crossways across me. All I could see were, because we've access to stats here, and I could see all the numbers disappearing, and I kind of knew everybody wasn't just getting bored really quickly. I had that thought of, everything stopped. Still, I appear. Question 5. The 2005 Ang Lee film Brokeback Mountain is based on a short story by which American writer who won a Pulitzer Prize for their second novel, The Shipping News? And question 6. Which German term refers to a novel that follows the development of the protagonist from childhood or adolescence into adulthood, often involving a painful search for identity? That is question 6. I'll redo the answers to round 2 in case I froze, in case people didn't get them, and in case everybody missed it. Round 2. In Armando Iannucci's recent adaptation of Charles Dickens' David Copperfield, Ben Whishaw plays Mr. Wickfield's clerk, who succeeds in becoming his partner through blackmail and manipulation. But what was the name of that clerk? It is Uriah Heep. Question 2. Among Ash Heaps and Millionaires was one of the titles considered by the author of which 1920s novel? That's The Great Gatsby. Question 3. My Dark Vanessa by Kate Elizabeth Russell was one of the favorite RSBC books of the year, but which Irish writer invented the name Vanessa to refer in verse to a woman he was involved in a romantic relationship with for many years? Jonathan Swift. Good one to hang on to for real table quizzes. Question 4. Anne of Green Gables by Canadian author Lucy Maud Montgomery is now the subject of a Netflix series, Anne with an E, but what is Anne's second name? It is Shirley. Question 5. We've all had a means of coping with COVID and lockdown. One of Liz's was to read a book which had been lurking on the TBR for too many years. What is the first line of a novel of 1851 whose epilogue begins with the words, "And I only am escaped alone to tell thee"? The line you're looking for is "Call me Ishmael," and the book is Moby Dick. And question 6, what is the novel Frankenstein's alternative title? It is The Modern Prometheus. Are we all good? Are we all? Thank you, Carol, for asking what the beer of choice is this evening. It is, I think it's a Sierra Nevada Torpedo. I think. I'm fairly sure. It comes in a bottle that I'm aware of. I'm now going to have some more because it's been a long evening already, frankly. If you'd like to drop us comments, remember you can still continue to do that either on YouTube or on Facebook, where I hope we are back. I admit, not in the original events. I had to delete everything and just press more buttons to make something happen. You know, this isn't my job. I don't know how to do any of this. I did say this last night as well. I just mash keys until something happens. And it seemed to have worked tonight, which is fair enough. Before we get to the questions of round 4, which is books of 2020, by the way, which is round 4. Quite like the idea of that. And it was one of our favorite ones to kind of put together the other night. To remind you again, we do have spot prizes tonight. It will include now this copy, the spare one, of Nicole Flattery's Show Them a Good Time, her awesome short story collection. There are also 5 €20 Eason's gift tokens. And as well as that, your chance to get yourself some wonderful Rascals beer as well, which is just as wonderful as that and is made across the road from me. Rascal Brewing Happy Days Pale Ale. We got a crate of that, and that's all donated to us. What I'd like you to do in order to get into the draw for that is make a donation to our Christmas appeal. The details are there below, scrolling across the screen. Click there, make a donation, please, and then mail proof of it to ricksbookclub@gmail.com. ricksbookclub@gmail.com. We will have the draw at the end of the quiz. Are we mostly all back? Shall we continue with round 4, the books of 2020? Question 1 in round 4. As of the first week of December 2020, what book club favorite was set to be Ireland's best-selling book of 2020? It is fiction. It is American. I will just give you those as I'm going to throw them out to you for fun. That's question 1. As of the first week of December 2020, what Ricochet Book Club favorite was set to be Ireland's best-selling book of 2020? Question 2. Donal Ryan's wonderful novel Strange Flowers came out this year. Leaving aside a short story collection, how many novels has Donal Ryan published to date? Donal Ryan's novel Strange Flowers, out this year, but leaving aside any short story collections and including Strange Flowers, how many novels has Donal published to date? That's question 2 in round 4, books of 2020. Question 3, I like this one. There were 6 books nominated for the Eason Novel of the Year at the Unpussed Irish Book Awards this year. 6. They were Strange Flowers, Actress, As You Were, The Pull of the Stars, Hamnet, and what was the 6th? Scribble furiously, scribble furiously, scribble furiously. 6 books nominated for the Eason Novel of the Year at the Unpussed Irish Book Awards this year. Strange Flowers, Actress, As You Were, The Pull of the Stars, and Hamnet. What was the 6th? That is question 3. Question 4. Who won the Nobel Prize for Literature this year? See? Question 4. Who won the Nobel Prize for Literature this year? Question 5 in our 2020 round. Ava, Julian, Edith. Name the book. Ava, Julian, Edith. Name the book of 2020. And finally, question 6 is a toughie, but it's worth it. And you might be able to guess it, just. The Irish authors featured in Sinead Gleason's The Art of the Glimpse are included in alphabetical order. Who comes between Claire Louise Bennett and Blind Boy Boat Club? So the Irish authors featured in Sinead Gleason's The Art of the Glimpse collection, they're included in alphabetical order. who comes between Claire Louise Bennett and Blind Boy Boat Club? And that is question 6 in our 2020 round. I will scroll them all back for you. I will give them to you very quickly again, just in case you missed it. Question 1. As of the first week of December 2020, what book club favourite was set to be Ireland's best-selling book of 2020? That's question 1. Question 2. Donal Ryan's wonderful novel Strange Flowers came out this year, leaving aside any short story collections. Just 1. How many novels has Donal published to date, including Strange Flowers? Question 3. There were 6 books nominated for the Eason Novel of the Year at the Unpost Irish Book Awards this year. Strange Flowers, Actress, As You Were, The Pull of the Stars, and Hamnet. And what was the 6th? Question 4. Who won the Nobel Prize for Literature this year? Question 5. Ava, Julian, Edith. Name the book. And question 6. The Irish authors featured in Sinead Gleason's The Art of the Glimpse are included in alphabetical order. Who comes between Claire Louise Bennett and Blind Boy Boat Club? That's your round 4. I will give you the answers to round 3, or else we'll be here all night. Again, feel free to drop your comments if you're watching on Facebook or you're watching on YouTube. Let me know how you're getting on. Let me know how the evening is treating you. You already know how the evening is treating me. Round 3, question 1. The author that makes a cameo appearance in Italy in John Boyne's A Ladder to the Sky is Gore Vidal. That's Gore Vidal. Question 1, round 3. Question 2. Harper Lee, author of To Kill a Mockingbird, and which other well-known writer bonded as children by collaborating on stories written on a typewriter purchased for them by Lee's father? It was Truman Capote. It's a lovely piece of information to have. Question 3. The name of Harper Lee's second novel, published in 2015, is Go Set a Watchman. Question 4. In the novel Life of Pi by Jan Martel, the shipwrecked Pi shares a boat with a number of creatures, including a tiger. The tiger's name is Richard Parker. Question 5. The 2005 Ang Lee film Brokeback Mountain is based on a short story by which American writer who won a Pulitzer Prize for their second novel, The Shipping News? That's E. Annie Proulx. And question 6. Which German term refers to a novel that follows the development of the protagonist from childhood or adolescence into adulthood, often involving a painful search for identity? Don't we all have one of those? It is a Bildungsroman. Bildungsroman. Just say it out loud. It's a lovely word. It can make you feel better. You have a better day if you say Bildungsroman. That is the answers to round 3. Round 5, I like very much. Round 5 is the book was better than the film. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a list of cast members in an adaptation of a book for film. I need you to name the book. Simple as. I know it sounds simple. It really isn't. And in each of the cases, I think we are fairly sure that the book was better than the film. So question 1, here's a list of cast members from a movie. What is the book the movie is based on? Rachel McAdams, Eric Bana, and Stephen Tobolowsky, who I love. So that's Rachel McAdams, Eric Bana, and Stephen Tobolowsky. What is the movie that is based on the book? Yes, that's a thumbs up, Liz. Bottom of the screen. It says it right there. See? Question 2. Russell Crowe, Kim Basinger, James Cromwell, Danny DeVito. Name the book in which they star in the movie version of. Russell Crowe, Kim Basinger, James Cromwell, Danny DeVito. Question 3. The movie features Emily Blunt, Justin Theroux, and Luke Evans. But what's the book? That's question 3. Question 4. I like this one. It's an awful film. Guy Pearce, Jeremy Irons, Mark Addy, and Samantha Mumba. Mm-hmm. Guy Pearce, Jeremy Irons, Mark Addy, and Samantha Mumba. That is movie 4. What is the book it is based on? Number 5. I'd forgotten that a couple of these people were in this film. The movie features Willem Dafoe, Samantha Mathis, Justin Theroux, again, Reese Witherspoon, and Christian Bale. What's the book? Willem Dafoe, Samantha Mathis, Justin Theroux, Reese Witherspoon, and Christian Bale. And finally, I'm going to throw you an easy one to finish. The movie features Susan Sarandon, Winona Ryder, Claire Danes, Gabriel Byrne, and he's in every film ever made, Christian Bale. That's movie number 6. Name the book it is based on. Susan Sarandon, Winona Ryder, Claire Danes, Gabriel Byrne, Christian Bale. I will very quickly go through these. Each of them is a cast of a movie that is based on a book. Movie number 1, Rachel McAdams, Eric Bana, Stephen Tobolowsky. Movie 2, Russell Crowe, Kim Basinger, James Cromwell, Danny DeVito. Movie number 3, Emily Blunt, Justin Theroux, Luke Evans. Movie number 4, Guy Pearce, Jeremy Irons, Mark Addy, and Samantha Mumba. Movie number 5, Willem Dafoe, Samantha Mathis, Justin Theroux, Reese Witherspoon, and Christian Bale. Movie number 6, Susan Sarandon, Winona Ryder, Claire Danes, Gabriel Byrne, Christian Bale again. That is round 5. Answers to round 4, if you are dying to know. And again, please continue to drop us comments in either YouTube or Facebook. Let us know how you're getting on. Let me know whatever it is you want to throw my way, because I've been talking to myself for 53 minutes now, and my throat is going to be dead tomorrow. I'm not going to be any use to anybody in a radio context tomorrow. Not that I am most days anyway. Round 4, books of 2020. First question was, as of the first week of December 2020, which Ricochet Book Club favourite was set to be Ireland's best-selling book of 2020? It was Where the Crawdads Sing by Delia Owens. Number 2, Donal Ryan's Wonderful Strange Flowers came out this year. Leaving aside any short story collections, how many novels has Donal published to date? You knew it was 5. Of course it's 5. Spinning Heart, The Thing About December, All We Shall Know, From a Low and Quiet Sea, and Strange Flowers. Question 3. There were 6 books nominated for the Eason Novel of the Year at the Unpost Irish Book Awards. Strange Flowers, Actress, As You Were, The Pull of the Stars, and Hamnet. Which was 6th? It was The Wild Laughter by Keelan Hughes. Fine book. Question 4. Who did win the Nobel Prize for Literature this year? It was American poet Louise Gluck. Question 5. Ava Julian Edith. Name the book. It is Nisha Dolan's Exciting Times. Another fine book. And finally, question 6. The Irish authors featured in Sinead Gleason's The Art of the Glimpse are included in alphabetical order. Who comes between Claire Louise Bennett and Blind Boy Boat Club? That's my dog flapping his ears because he wants to get out of the door. Who comes between Claire Louise Bennett and Blind Boy Boat Club? And it's a damn fine short story. It's Maeve Binchy. Well done, if you guessed that. Would you like to go outside, George? Would you like to go downstairs? Okay, you'd like to go downstairs. Always good at you. There you go. Good. That's also the first time that's happened in 58, 59 odd episodes. Aisling Love round 4 and 5. Well done, Aisling. Deirdre says she's getting on brilliantly, miserably. Fair play. I am going to go now to round 6. It's our picture round. You'll love this. Let me show you how this works. Our picture round is here. I have an image which has a series of pictures in it. These images are all the titles of books, sort of. 1 or 2 of them are puntastic that you'll have to work your way around. Let me show it to you and I'll explain what I mean. I'm going to disappear down here. And in fact, what I may do is I'm going to take this out so it doesn't get in the way of the images, okay? I'm also going to disappear it off screen, but I'm going to tell you about this. All of these images here, this is just one book. This is number one. All of these images are the title of what book? Have a look at all of them. I'm going to disappear here for a minute. So that is book number one. Have a look at all of those images and just think, what do they remind me of? They remind me of something. That is book number one. Book number two is slightly more complicated. I do love it very much. Have a look at the image above and the image below and see what you think that reminds you of in terms of a book title. I'll give you a little bit of a clue. It's a book of 2020. I will run back over these, don't worry. Number three is this, which I think we have Martin from the Irish Times to thank for, because I think he included it on his Instagram feed a while back. It's wonderful. It is utterly puntastic, but wonderful. This is number four. This one's the easy one. Everyone's going to get this one. This one is just a piece of cake. Is there any point in me even insulting you by leaving that up any longer? Possibly not. This is number five. It's right there. Have a think. Just think what that might be. I do like it. It's very clever. It is very puntastic. And our final one is this one. Again, I think this is insultingly easy for you. It's just too simple. Okay. We'll go back through them one more time. That is one book. What do all of those things remind you of? One book. Book number two is this one. I think this is going to be the hardest one for people to get. I think. That's number three. See what you make of it. There's number four. Again, love to know what you make of it. There's number five. And there's number six. I love the idea. Liz is telling me that people are taking photos on their phones to study them in the next round. Lads, that's uber clever. Do you know what? For all those people, I'm going to give you one more time. Take the photo. There you go. Ready? Take the photo. Go. Okay. Not going to give you long. Take the photo. There you go. Have a think about it. Take the photo. Yeah. Before I give you the answers to this round, I will maybe do the virtual book tour. Okay. So there you go. Have a look at that. And then have a look at this. That is the round that you were looking for. Those are our pictures. That is our picture round. How you doing? You doing okay? Are you doing terribly? It doesn't really matter because nobody is keeping a scorecard and no one's going to mind by the time we get to the end of the night. Our spot prizes we will pull out at the very end of the evening. Remember, all we're asking you to do is make a donation to the Ricochet Book Club Appeal. If you missed it a little bit earlier on, these are the charities that we are raising money for this year. It's for the DSPCA, Samaritans Ireland, and for the Peterborough Ferry Trust. This is open until December 31st, by the way. So look, if you don't get a chance to do it tonight, and you can do it at any point between now and New Year's Eve, it would be immense. We're at in and around €22,000. I think maybe Liz, you'll have a look at the current total and tell me what that is, because I lost it earlier on. We're in and around €22,000. It would be amazing if you could make some form of donation tonight. And if you do, just mail proof to ricksbookclub@gmail.com and you will be in the draw for our spot prizes tonight. Really nice ones. We've got this book, which I've just realized I have 2 copies of, as it was pointed out by one of our viewers earlier, Show 'em a Good Time by Nicole Flattery, which is a super collection of short stories. We have 5 €20 Easton gift cards and a case of Rascals Brewing Happy Days beer. Chance to win those, and we'll do that. We've raised 310 quid in the last 40 minutes. That's great. Well done. Thanks very much, lads. Cheers. Everybody's in the draw. Now, we're going to go to, we've done round 6. I'm going to give you the answers. Let's scroll backwards before we get anywhere. And I'm going to give you the answers to the round 5 questions, which was the book was better than the film. Let's go back to that. There we go. Ready? Round 5. Book was better than the film. There we go. The movie, number 1, featured Rachel McAdams, Eric Bana, and Stephen Tolofsky. It was the film version of The Time Traveler's Wife. Let's read the book. Question 2. No, Eric Bana was just miscast. Rachel McAdams was really good. Eric Bana, I didn't believe him as Henry. Question 2. Russell Crowe, Kim Basinger, James Cromwell, Danny DeVito. And the only reason this book was better than the film is I think the book is extraordinary, but the film is really good too. It is L.A. Confidential. That's Russell Crowe, Kim Basinger, James Cromwell, Danny DeVito, L.A. Confidential. We left out Guy Pearce, he's in it as well, and there's a bunch of other people too. Somebody who used to be a movie star and we don't talk about anymore, he's in it as well. Question 3, Emily Blunt, Justin Theroux, Luke Evans. It is The Girl on the Train. Movie number 4, Guy Pearce, Jeremy Irons, which you probably won't have remembered either of those. Mark Addy, who used to be big, he was in The Full Monty, he was in other bits and pieces. Maybe you won't remember him either. Samantha Mumba, you might, because it's probably the only time she was ever in a film. It's The Time Machine, that version of H.G. Wells' The Time Machine. Question 5, the one from the 60s is pretty good. Rod Steiger's in the one from the 60s, so that's pretty okay. Question 5, Willem Dafoe, Samantha Mathis, Justin Theroux, Reese Witherspoon is in it. I completely forgot about that. I blanked it out. And Christian Bale, who is the star because it's American Psycho. I know you didn't watch it. I know you didn't. Better off not. Although don't read the book either, because the pictures it puts in your head are just stay with you for life. I think I was 19, 20 when I read it. I've never been the same again. And number 6, movie 6 was Susan Sarandon, Winona Ryder, Claire Danes, Gabriel Byrne, and Christian Bale. It was, of course, the 1994 version of Little Women. That was the answer that we have for you there. Now, round number 7 is our final round, believe it or not, because let's be honest, it's either that or this goes on for, 700,000 hours. It's been a long week, lads. Thank you to Kat Hogan, who says, I went for Mary Poppins for number 3. Grania says, round 5 was worse than the Leaving Cert. Thank you, Grania. And Zoe says, I'm doing terribly, but I am learning a lot. Are you sure it's things you want to learn, though? Are they important? Sequences round is part of my love of Only Connect. So if you ever watch Only Connect, they have the second round is always a sequences round. They give you 3 things, and you tell us what comes fourth in the sequence. That simple. I'm going to give you 3 things. Something will come next after those 3 things in a logical sequence, and you need to tell me what that is. Whistle, wet, all that. Really, I do table quizzes very rarely. I usually do them for my beloved Epilepsy Ireland. That the only time I ever do table quizzes, and it's usually once a year. I've done one this year. You tend to forget how much it wrecks your voice talking nonstop for an hour. It's just, and I don't have the thing. It's not the thing. It's just my voice is wrecked. Sequence number 1. Just tell us what the fourth is in this sequence. W.B. Yeats, George Bernard Shaw, Samuel Beckett. I thought I'd start you off with an easy one. W.B. Yeats, George Bernard Shaw, Samuel Beckett. What comes fourth in that sequence? Good? Happy? Okay. Question 2, I like very much. Maybe slightly easier. Last Chance Saloon, Rachel's Holiday, Lucy Sullivan is Getting Married. What comes next in that sequence? Last Chance Saloon, Rachel's Holiday, Lucy Sullivan is Getting Married. Number 3 in our final round, our sequences round. Fallen by Leah Mills, Echoland by Joe Joyce, The Long Gaze Back, edited by Sinead Gleason. What comes next in that sequence? Fallen by Leah Mills, Echoland by Joe Joyce, The Long Gaze Back, edited by Sinead Gleason. What is next? Number 4, just listen carefully. The Sign of Women, those are 2 separate things. So The Sign of Women, A Tale of Cities. What comes next? The Sign of Women, A Tale of Cities. I hope this is working for you. I hope this is making some sort of sense. I hope people are literally not going, I'm done. That's it. It's been too long a night. That's it. My brain is boiling. I'm done. That's number 4. Number 5, I am going to openly admit I stole from a recent episode of Only Connect because I got such joy that I knew the answer to this sequence. The sequence is, and remember it's all book related, 3001, 2061, 2010. What comes next in that sequence? What you will learn about me tonight is that sometimes, for fun, I'm a sadist. Sometimes, just for the crack. Number 5, 3001, 2061, 2010. What comes next in that sequence? And finally, and the final question in our quiz tonight, but don't go going anywhere because we have to give away the spot prizes and I have to give you the answers to round 6 and round 7. Final question. The midnight line, past tense, blue moon. What comes next in that sequence of 4? The midnight line, past tense, blue moon. I will, of course, scroll back to the beginning of that. I will give you all those again in case you missed any of the sequences. Remember, you're looking for what is the 4th in each of these sequences. W.B. Yeats, George Bernard Shaw, Samuel Beckett. I'm now realizing I also stole that from Only Connect recently. Last Chance Saloon, Rachel's Holiday, Lucy Sullivan is Getting Married. What comes next? Fallen by Leah Mills, Echoland by Joe Joyce, The Long Gaze Back, edited by Sinead Gleason. What's next? The Sign of Women, A Tale of Cities. Number 5 is 3001, 2061, 2010. And our final one, The Midnight Line, past tense, blue moon. I'll give you the answers to round 6, a picture round, in just a second. But let me know how you're doing. Give me a shout. Let me know how you're getting on. And we'll do, before I give you the answers to round 7, I will do a quick virtual tour of the bookshelves behind you. If enough people are interested, if you're interested, drop a comment. Let me know that you'd like to see what's on the bookshelf. If there's anything specific you want to have a nose about on the bookshelves behind me, let me know. I am conscious that a lot of this is framed quite well. So, there's a bit of chaos here as well, and you're going to have to forgive me for that. So if there's anything particular you want to see, let me know. I'll give you the answers to our picture round now. So let's go back, do this. Firstly, get this, which is the important bit, and then take me, drop me down here, and get rid of this. So let us start with our sequences round. I'm going to take me out of here. I'm going to leave me here. I like being on screen. This is, of course, The Spinning Heart by Donald Ryan. Spinning Heart. See? Get it? You got it? You're good. This is 1984. Well done. Everything you see in this picture all has a connection to 1984. Everything from Ronald Reagan being re-elected to Richard Burton dying, to the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. That up at the top in the middle is Bruce McCandless, who did the first ever untethered spacewalk. Alex Trebek in the first episode of Jeopardy, the late Alex Trebek, rest him, only passed away a couple of months ago. Band-Aid, AIDS, Purple Rain, the Prince album, all of that stuff, all from 1984. Also, this I loved. This is a thing of beauty. It's amazing. So if you consider that the book on the bottom, there are 2 books here. The book on the bottom is Cormac McCarthy's The Road, but it's on its side. And above that, there is a red head. Red head on the side of The Road. I know. Told you it was a 2020 book. I did. I warned you about that. I can hear groans everywhere. That's fine. This, of course, is a picture of Dory in grey. Picture of Dory in grey. You got it? You're with me? Fair play. This is the color purple. It is. Of course, it's the color purple. This I love. This is great because when I was shown this first off, I went, nope, not a clue. No. It's a lion, obviously. So what's the lion doing? It's lion and the bus stop, lion and well, what do you do at a bus stop? You wait. Lion in wait. lying in wait. See? It's easy when you know the answers. I know. That's it. We made it back to that one. That one's done. That's fine. Let's get that out of here and remove that. Thank you. Liz is informing me that people are now chanting bookshelves, bookshelves, bookshelves. Okay. What I will do is I will give you the answers to round 7, and we will pick our winners for our spot prizes in just a second. So hang on. Ooh. Tell me what you want. This is going to get messy. It very much is. Okay, firstly, my t-shirt tonight. You're fond of a lobster, ain't you? Which you don't normally get to see. Thankfully, I'm also wearing trousers tonight, but I'm not going to show you those. Okay. I'm presuming you can still hear me. You can still hear me from here? Okay, so yeah, everything from, so up here, this is the kind of, can I go up here? I can. The lead's long enough. So up at the very, very, very top, that's Jan Arthus Bertrand's The Earth from the Air, which I've had for about 20 years, maybe a little bit longer. This one here is kind of a section of things that I really love, and they're mostly signed. So everything here has been signed for me by the author pretty much. I didn't actually get to meet David Mitchell, but that's signed. And all of these ones are all signed by people that I've met, people I've done events with, or people that just stuff got signed for me over the course of time. So all of those are all there. These ones are just Irish books that I love and are staying here forever. So everything from, as you can see, Owen Coffer's wonderful High Fire there, and Enright's book on being the laureate, Still Simmer Falter Wither, Solar Bones, Glorious Heresies, Actress As You Were, Helen Cullen's book, Bit of Orchid and the Wasp, a couple of Keelans there side by side, the wonderful Dublin Palms, which never got enough rock and roll, that one in particular. There's Sally Rooney, and Last One's Left Alive. So that's kind of Irish. There's other stuff here, okay? I promise you there is, and they're all kind of older bits and pieces, M.R. James and E.F. Benson's and all of those. They're currently covered with things that haven't yet found a home. So that's what that is here. Down at the bottom, there's my James Ellroy American Tabloid, which is great. And some Audrey Niffenegger and Nicely Handmaid's Tale, Sakia Murata from earlier this year. Then it gets a bit chaotic, so I'm going to stay away from that. This is what you'd call kind of classics, sort of-ish. Yeah, so kind of classic. Shirley Jackson, Raymond Carver, there's Camus in there, there's a couple of my Orwells, Solzhenitsyn, Gabriel Garcia Marquez, that kind of thing. And the only novel that Noel Coward ever wrote. It's not very good. I love Noel Coward, but you know, that. Which books on the shelves make you laugh most? God, okay, hang on, I'll have a think about that. This was my Murakami shelf, which had, you know, so Killing Commendatore is there on the left, and Wenbrook Bird Chronicle and 1Q84. And there's other kind of Japanese stuff there and bits and pieces, and then stuff has gotten rammed into it. The system has kind of fallen apart in 2020, I'll be honest with you. This was the Donal shelf. I do have a Donal Ryan shelf, and that's kind of gotten all over the shop as well recently. Hang on, let me go back over this way. You might enjoy some of these. Because up there, again, is, can I see that? I'm going to look back at the screen. That's great. Hamlet's there, and Carrie Fisher's Postcards from the Edge, and that's my signed copy of The Amazing Adventures of Cavalier and Clay. There's My American Psycho, the one I was talking about, and Phil Pullman trilogy is up there too as well. Yes, I do have, up in the very corner, where's it from here? No. You got The Complete Adventures of Curious George up in the corner. I do, very much. There's kind of a non-fiction section here along with my graphic novels. So this is an original leather-bound Watchmen from initially after the series just came out. That's a leather-bound Watchmen from, what, 89, I think? And my V for Vendetta and my Arkham Asylum and all of that. And then there's non-fiction stuff, so Constellations and Underland and Lonely City and Patrick Frayne and Dorian Lynskey's The Ministry of Truth, which I just finished off. Going to finish. This is a bus from Malta. Also here, science fiction kind of starts here. So everything from Neil Stevenson to Xijin Liu, Harlan Ellison. And yeah, I know there's a mural spark there. She doesn't belong there. There's a lot of that knocking around. There's anthologies. There's Christopher Priest. This is also on my science fiction shelves in here. So there's more science fiction shelves. This is not a bus from Malta. This is a bus from Gozo, the other island near Malta. My Ian Banks is in there. Cyberpunk stories from Malaysia. Japanese science fiction as well, some Richard Matheson, and then there's more science fiction. Then have I ever shown you my science fiction collection before? Down in this section, so the Clarks are down there, and Connie Willis and China Mieville and more Douglas Adams. And there's chaos and it's everywhere. These are the ones that I was using for last night's event. These are the ones that I was recommending here. Don Quixote, Confederacy of Dunces, Last Exit to Brooklyn, Magic Christian, all of that stuff. These are kind of in the classic-ish sections. There's that copy of Ulysses that I've only ever read 177 pages of. Chandler, Truman Capote, a little bit of Truman Capote there, and some Flann O'Brien, and a bit of Shakespeare. And look, this genuinely, this could be, we could be here all night if you really wanted to. And I know you do. And I know, to be honest with you, we've all got nothing better to be doing. But here we are. And to be honest with you, I'm kind of tired, and I'd like to sit down and have a little bit of rest. It's been a long day. Just while I'm clicking this on to remind you that I've been putting together the Christmas book show for RTE Radio 1. We've got a bunch of fantastic guests on it this year, including we've got Mike McCormick and Elaine Feeney. We have Liz Nugent. We have Catherine Ryan Howard. We have Michael Harding. We're going to have Joseph O'Connor on it. There's a big, huge smorgasbord of people. 5 o'clock on Christmas Day on RTE Radio 1. I'm going to tilt down a bit. There we go. Tilt down a bit. There we go. I'll do. The answers. Are we ready? Sorry. Karina says, nice proof of wool by Hugh Howey. I know, from back in the day. It's not just a proof of wool, it's the original individual one that all 5 of them make up the book. It's lovely. Suzanne says, do you have more male or female authors on your shelves? I'd never thought about it. I think in sections it depends. I think in science fiction they obviously tend to be predominantly male authors. I think if you look at all the contemporary fiction I read, and if you look at the books I've read this year, I probably read more women than men when it comes to contemporary fiction. Certainly science fiction is different. It's kind of maybe split about 50-50 when it comes to non-fiction. I've never counted, I'm going to be honest with you. Any autobiographies, Orla? I have blind spots when it comes to certain things. I don't have a lot of autobiographies. Somebody would need to be utterly brilliantly fascinating for me to want to read all about their life. And I've done a couple of them this year, and they've been really good. Recently, I read Keelan Shanley's wonderful book, A Light That Never Goes Out, and I read Mary McAleese's autobiography this year, which was great as well. I tend not to read a lot of autobiographies. So thank you for the chanting for bookshelves, bookshelves, bookshelves. Fair play. Well done, lads. We'll have our winners in a second. Last chance to get some comments in and to tell me to dance, monkey dance. You can do that now in a second. Drop them in comments. Other than that, let me get you through to our sequences round, and the fourth in all the sequences. This is round 7. I gave you W.B. Yeats, George Bernard Shaw, Samuel Beckett. Fourth in the sequence is, of course, Seamus Heaney. They are the Irish Nobel laureates in order. Second, Last Chance Saloon, Rachel's Holiday, Lucy Sullivan is Getting Married. What comes next? In reverse order, they are Marion Keyes's first novels. That means Watermelon comes at the beginning. That was number 4. Fallen by Leah Mills. Echoland by Joe Joyce. The Long Gaze Back, edited by Sinead Gleeson. That means the fourth one is A Country Girls trilogy by Edna O'Brien. They are the Dublin One City, One Book books in the order of that sequence when they happened. Okay, let me tilt this a little bit more so I can see you. There you go. I can see you now. Lovely. The Sign of is obviously 4. Women is 3 women. A Tale of Cities is A Tale of 2 cities. So you could have given me anything. You could have given me One Day by David Nichols. You could have given me Ernest Cline's Ready Player One. You could have given me Sarah Crossan's One. You just needed a book with 1 in the title. 3001, 2061, 2010. Come on, you got it. 2001: A Space Odyssey is the right answer. They are Arthur Clarke's 4 2001 books in the reverse order of which they were written. 2001: A Space Odyssey came first, then 2010. There was a movie of that in the kind of early 1980s, then 2061, and then the final one was 3001. I got that recently and only connected to one of the nerdiest moments of my life. I was thrilled. And finally, The Midnight Line, Past Tense, Blue Moon. Finally, The Sentinel was what you were looking for there. Jack Reacher books in order, finishing with the most recent Jack Reacher book from 2020, which is The Sentinel. And those are all of your answers. And I think that's it. Someone will tell me if I've missed something. Good question, Denise, who says, I've missed the quiz. Damn, silly. Can I watch it back? It's in 2 bits. So I'm going to try and find some way of putting it into 1 bit. But if I can't, I will leave the 2 bits up there and you can have a look at them again for the next day or 2. Because we had technical problems in the middle. Can I say thank you so much to everybody who did make the effort and came back? Because I can see there's about the same number of people watching now as we're watching before we had our technical hoo-ha earlier. First time that's happened in so long. And thank you for coming back. Really, I appreciate it. Thank you to everybody who made a donation for the chance to win our spot prizes. We will have our winners for you in just a second. Just to remind you one more time, it is in aid of the DSPCA, Samaritans Ireland, and the Peter McVerry Trust as well. If you've enjoyed this, if you've had a bit of fun, if you enjoy any of the events that we've done over the course of the last couple of days, or we've got one final event for you tomorrow, or you've loved any of the shelf analysis CCCs, they're all done for free. They're all done with a certain amount of time and effort that goes in from me and Liz, and we would like you, if at all possible, to make a donation to those wonderful charities. Our winners of our spot prizes. Where are we? Let's go here. And I'll answer other questions. If anybody wants to ask me another question, you can do that again after this. Just drop the questions in now really quickly. 5 winners of the €20 Eason's vouchers at random are Bernie O'Brien. Congratulations, Bernie O'Brien. Well done. David Bridgman, you win as well. Congratulations, David. Madeline, no second name, but we have her email, so we'll email her. Madeline, there's no second name on your email, but you know who you are, and we'll get back in contact with you. Paul Murphy, good man, Paul, well done. Congratulations. And Aisling Barrett, you are our 5th winner of that. The Nicole Flattery book right here. It'll go in the post to Kathy Shelley. Congratulations, Kathy. Well done. That one's going to you. And the beer to James Tormey. How are you, James? Who just went beer. Your name came out. Congratulations. You get a case of beer. Fair play, my friend. Well done. And Denise says, do you recommend the 3-body problem for an 18-year-old boy? I can see you've got it. If he loves his science fiction, yes. It's Chinese science fiction is where it's at these days. And Xijin Liu is widely accepted as being one of the modern masters of it. It's a complicated book. It's not an easy read. But if you've got a smart 18-year-old kid, and if he's into his science fiction in particular, throw him at it. 100% wouldn't have any problems with that. Other than that, what else we got here? Catherine says, didn't get many right, but it was very enjoyable. Thank you. Thanks a million for sticking around tonight. Look, tomorrow night is the very final event in what has been this Christmas festival. And it's because we couldn't all get together and we couldn't have the same sort of party that we would normally have had in previous years and as we've done. So tomorrow night, live here at 8 o'clock, hopefully with no technical hoo-has, will be the Christmas party. We will have Colin O'Regan, we will have Darren Negrifa, we will have Donald Ryan, and we will have Liz Nugent. They will all be with us tomorrow night here, reading from their own work, talking a bit about their 2020 as well, and we'll all raise a glass to all of us, and it's my final event of the year, and then I'm done. So please, I would absolutely love it if you get to come along and to join us tomorrow night from 8 o'clock here, wherever you're watching it, either in the Ricochet Book Club or in the YouTube channel. That's it. I need to collapse now. I didn't think this was going to last an hour and 23 minutes. So listen, thank you very much for enduring with me tonight. I hope to see you again tomorrow night for the last hurrah. Take it handy. Thanks a million for joining me. And good luck.